All right. Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Haloim La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad, the Akim and the Akwat that's listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing that the lesson is edifying. It's the brother Shuab. I'm one back at you with another lesson. And going into the title, can't forget about the snare in the midst of everything. All right. And Salaki, if you can't hear, because you got these it's snowed out here, so these people doing the they're snow shoveling right now and doing all types of extra shit. All right. But going into the title, like I said, can't forget about the snare in the midst of everything. All right, because right now the main topic, the hot topic, is going into this Jacob's trouble. All right, with all these ice cream agents, with this devil trying to bring in the Insurrection Act. All right, and trying to bring martial law troops into it. Trying to bring in these National Guards. Okay, basically, what I was meditating on was that you have to remember, with all this shit going on at the same time, all right, all roads lead back to that same thing. All roads lead back to that MOTB, okay, which is the RFID. All right, and something I was meditating on with all these ice cream agents, running up on people and people not liking it, and there's a whole bunch of mayhem being caused by it, right? This is just another tactic, another way to gain compliance from the people through the tactic of fear. You see, this is how they're going to be able to bring in that MOTB and get people to actually comply with it. All right, because remember, everything is about convenience when it comes to the MOTB. Okay, so in order for them to bring in that convenience, they also have to bring compliance. All right, and to get you to comply, this is why they use tactics like this. All right, yeah, it's part of Jacob's trouble. It definitely is. All right, but it's also getting putting so many people in fear that it's gonna be able to have them in control. You see, of the situation. You see, all they got to do is bring lockdowns back. Have people stay in their houses. People already in the spirit of trying to stay in their house because of these ice cream agents. All right. So they kind of got you exactly where they want you, you see. So with people staying in their houses and people locking their doors, all right, now they're able to go door to door. All right. Not only just asking to see if you are, if you're a citizen, okay, if you have papers and you have documentation, but they're also able to knock door to door and see if you are, jabbed up, if you have, when the time comes that they make it mandatory, if you have this MOTB, if you have this RFID, you see. So through the spirit, I was just meditating like, damn, all these people getting ran down on with ice cream agents and all that, this is going to be a way for them to take a lot of these immigrants, right, and make them comply to the system. All right, because some of them are going to die off. They're going to end up being put in FEMA camps. They're going to torture them. They're going to, kill them off, because, mass depopulation is coming too. You see, the Lord said 2/3 of our people shall be cut off and die. Okay, but it's also another way to gain control, like I just said. So, taking these people to FEMA camps and telling them, all right, well, I have a solution for you. You guys don't want to be, getting ran down on and being able to be getting asked, do you have papers? Do you have this? Do you have that? The best thing I could do for you is give you this MOTB. You see, it'll have all the papers, all the documentations, all on one, on one C-hip. You see, everything you need to. This is where it comes. The convenience comes into play. Everything you need, medical records, any type of information of a person is going to be put on one C-hip. You see, so it's just another way, another tactic for them to draw you closer to their agenda and to make you comply with it. Okay, remember, this devil is he very schemy with the things he does. He always has a certain scheme behind it. Okay, that's why the scriptures tell you not to be ignorant, all right? 2 Corinthians 2:11, for we are not ignorant to Satan's devices, okay? We can't be ignorant to the way this guy thinks, man. He's a cunning hunter, okay? Remember, he draws you in, all right, in his net. Let's grab those precepts real quick. This is Psalms 10 and I believe it's 9. Oh, Salakia. Psalms 10 and 9. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He does catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. Okay. Matter of fact, let's take it up one. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. Then that's what he's doing right now with these ice cream agents, man. These niggas is just popping out of nowhere when you least expect it, all right? Because they're constantly watching, all right, your every move to see if they can catch you alone, to see if they can catch you away from people, okay? And honestly, they're getting so bold, they don't even care now. They just running up on you, you see? Stop you in the middle of the fucking street, you know, cars is coming by and everything, you know, causing traffic, and they just yanking people out of their cars, right? In secret does he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. Yeah, and that's how they're getting even more bold. Now they're starting to kill people. You know, they shooting at women. You know, they unaliving women, unaliving children. You know, they ravishing women. Okay, so we know, yeah, that's also Jacob's trouble that comes with it. Okay, but with these things, all right, being happening, it also is putting fear in the people. You see, because these people fear their oppressor. They don't fear YAHAWAH'S, but they fear their oppressor. So by the fear that is given onto them, that's how they're going to make them comply with them. Okay. So it says, he lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He does catch the poor when he draweth them into his net. He croucheth and humbleth himself, and that the poor may fall by his strong ones. All right. And it says he has said in his heart, Yahweh has forgotten, he hideth his face, and he will never see it. Yeah, because the Lord has been hiding his face from these people. All right, especially the non-believers. He ain't hiding his face from us. Okay, he's with us. As the scriptures say, if the Lord be for us, who could be against us? But the Lord is hiding himself from these 2/3 because they have no faith, you see, because they have forsaken the Lord. They really have truly forsaken themselves, because now the Lord is not going to protect them. So he hides his face from them. And Esau knows that when we're sinning, all right, the Lord hides his face from us and pretty much doesn't want nothing to do with us. So that's why Esau is in that spirit like, all right, well, they're sinning. The Lord forgot about them. Well, let me do what I do best, you see, as a cunning hunter, you see. So he's setting up all these different snares, all these different baits to make the people comply. Okay, so this is Habakkuk 1 and 15. And it reads, I'll take it up a little bit. I'll take it from let's take it from 13. And it says, actually, hold on. Yeah, 13. Thou art of purer eyes than to behold evil, and cannot look on iniquity. Wherefore lookest thou upon them that deal treacherously, and holdest thy tongue when the wicked devoureth the man that is more righteous than he, and makest men as the fishes of the sea, as the creeping things that have no ruler over them. All right, yeah, because and that's what he's doing. He's fishing right now. This devil's fishing, all right, for those them souls that are weak. All right, as the scriptures say, your adversary, the devil is seeking as a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. Roughly paraphrasing it. All right. He's literally seeking to see who's the weak links. Okay. So now with them being the weak links, he's able to put different baits on his hook while he's fishing for them, you see. And it says, they take up all them with the angle, they catch them in their net and gather them in their drag. Therefore they rejoice and are glad, you see. Therefore they sacrifice onto their net and burn incense into their drag, because by them their portion is fat and their meat plenteous. Okay, You see? So by them putting these different types of baits on their hooks, this is how they're drawing them in closer and closer to their snare, which is the MOTB. Okay? And them sending these ice cream agents, which is Jacob's trouble, is also them putting the fear in the people to draw them closer to compliance. Okay, guarantee you a lot of these people that are getting snatched up, if they're not being unalive, all right, they get taken to these FEMA camps or to these, you know, processing centers, and they'll tell them straight up, well, listen, you want to be able to be a good old slave citizen here in America, all right, then you're gonna have to do this. You're gonna have to follow this image. You're gonna have to do this with the MOTB, put this in your body, and it'll have all your information, and we don't have to be going through this over and over again. It's going to be convenient onto them, you see, and they're going to fall for the okie doke. That's why we, all right, have to be continually prepared, all right, for the snare. Well, let's go into that word snare, which I have brought it up. Let me see. I didn't get to read it. I put it in the word etymology online. All right, the word snare. It says anything by which one is entangled or entrapped, you see? So they're going to try to trap you, okay? That snare is going to come upon the whole world. It's been a trap being laid this whole entire time, okay? Just like when you put a piece of cheese on a trap for a rat, and you wait for that nigga to come and grab that damn piece of cheese. That's what they're doing with our people, man. They're putting that piece of cheese on the trap, all right? And people just want to take a bite out of it, you see? They give that's going back to those baits, you see? These different little things of devices, convenience, the new iPhone, the new this, okay? The new system is going to be based on newer technologies, newer ways to maneuver and navigate through this society, you know? And people love it. People love the devices that this devil has to offer. You see, that's why we're not ignorant to those devices, because we know that most of the devices that this devil has, even though they seem cool, they're really traps, snares, nets. You see, and they're to catch you off guard. They're fucking watching you through your damn phone. They're watching your every damn move that you're doing. All right. So everything that he has to offer is somehow him watching you. All right, to see how you react to it. Okay, so let's grab this as I brought up snare. This is Luke, real quick. This is Luke 21. Let me grab it real quick. Luke 21 and 34. All right, and as a matter of fact, let me grab this also before I forget. This is Isaiah. I think it's 36. I want to say 36 and 6. Yeah, I'll read this first. It says, "Lo, thou trusteth in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, okay, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh king of Egypt to all that trust in him." You see? So you trusting in the shadow of Egypt, all right, trusting in their society, thinking that their society can make you safe, all right, is what's going to get you trapped in their snare, okay? As it says, if a man lean, it will go into his hand. So if you lean onto Egypt, all right, put your trust in it, well, then their device is going to go into your hand, you see? They're filled with devices to catch the poor, as it tells you in, what is that? Let me grab this. This is Isaiah 32 and 7. And it says, "The instruments also of the churl are evil. He deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh right." Okay, so let's grab that in the NLT. "The smooth tricks of the scoundrels are evil. They plot crooked schemes. They lie to convict the poor, even when the cause of the poor is just." You see? So the point is, his little tricks, right? His little trickery that he has is made to destroy the poor. and he's going to come to you with lying words. All right. Them lying words is the words of convenience, telling you that this is the right thing to do. You know, this is going to be better for our future. You know what I'm saying? This is going to help you in your cause. All right. Remember, their thing is problem, reaction, solution. All right. Cause and effect. Okay. Basically. So by him doing that, all right, they trust in his words. You see, that's why the scriptures say never trust an enemy. All right. Never trust thine enemy, because like iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Right. It says an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but he imagined how to throw thee into a pit. So he's always trying to figure a way to gain gain your trust through his little words. All right. But the whole time he got two horns behind his damn head. You know, his eyes is on some straight evilness. Okay. So going back to Luke 21 and 34, and it says, and take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting. Okay. And that's what you see. A lot of people is caught up with, drunkenness, surfeiting, cares of this life. Now they have you distracted, totally distracted with all this ice cream agent bullshit, which, hey, this is definitely Jacob's trouble. This is definitely something brewing up. All right, for sure. But you have to understand a lot of it, especially that whole Renee Good shit, to me, that shit was a psyops. Okay. It was because here it was that shit was just Egyptian against Egyptian. All right. And the fact that they started it off with a whole Edomite, basically. All right. It was just to make you feel like, okay, they're not just doing it to us blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians. They're also doing it to the other people. Yeah, bullshit. All right. That was the psyops, because they're really coming at you, Native Americans, Negroes and Latinos, man, because that's the main ones on the forefront of each damn headline. Every time you look on the news, it's pretty much our people. You look on social media, it's our people getting ran down on. They're not attacking these Edomites in the same manner. You don't see them fucking running to these Aki ass spots. Your local red dot Indian ass niggas that's selling you cigarettes and liquor on the street corners that they're here illegally. You don't see them fucking running up in their damn in their what do you call it? In their jobs. Okay. You don't see them messing with any of these other immigrants in that manner. But here it is, when it comes to us, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, they running up on you on a whole nother level. You see, like if you armed with an army tank and a bazooka, you see. So they gotta throw in the mix stupidity like Renee Good and a couple Edomites here and there to make you feel like, all right, it ain't just us, but it is you. Because it's always been you. It's always you've always been the target. He has a perpetual hatred for you only. It's just that he could care less about his own kind, so he'll kill his own kind in the process. You see? So, this is what's going to catch everybody off guard. And everybody's so caught up with their phone and the internet right now. What they see on the internet is what's sidetracking them from what's about to happen. You see? Again, we're so caught up in right now with ice cream agents that we're forgetting, bro, they're about to set up this MOTB and make it mandatory. It's already set up. They're about to roll it out. So we can't forget that the snare is in the midst of everything. Okay, World War III, with all the talk of World War III, and this devil speaking every other day about he gonna go to attack this place and attack these people, and he gonna take over Greenland, and he's gonna go bomb Iran, but he's not gonna bomb Iran. Like, see, that's all the psyops. That's the shit to keep you off the of what's about to come. The snare. Okay, World War III ain't the snare. Jacob's trouble ain't the snare. The snare is the MOTB, the RFID being made mandatory. You see, that's the true snare of everything, man. Because that's what the whole agenda is really about. Gaining you to be a digital slave. And whatever's in the path, they're just going to try to destroy it, you see. So going back to Luke 21 and 34, and take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting, and when drunkenness and cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unawares. For as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. Watch ye therefore, and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. Okay, and what is that snare? Revelations 13 and 16, as we have always told you over and over and over again. Okay, let's read that. And it says, and he causeth all, both small and great. As a matter of fact, I'll take it for 14. And he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles. You see, that those are all them psyops. That's all the extra shit to keep your mind off of the snare. Okay, in order for you to catch someone in their net, catch them in a snare, you have to give them the decoys on the side. You see, so it says, and he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, going into what? These different technologies. Okay, these different scenarios. All right, you have philosophies that's also, you know, basically got our people all over the place right now. You know, there's no sound doctrine out there, so that, you know, they caught up getting tossed to and fro with every wind of doctrine right now. They don't know what to believe. You see, because people know there's something wrong, but they can't figure it out. Right? It says, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth. All right, and we know the beast is what? Going into this system, NATO, EU, right? They got this new image, this NWO coming out, right? It says, them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword, and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Okay, so if you don't comply with their ways, well, you're going to be excluded from society. If you don't comply with our image and take on our image, well, then there's no need for you here. You see, then we're just going to unalive you. That's why you're going to have people that, you know, get tortured. You know, men of the Lord is going to be, you know, some of us going to be beheaded. Okay, now we ain't going to go into those tortures, you know what I'm saying, because the Lord not going to allow them to touch us on that level. All right. But you know, tortures is coming for those that walked in great pride in those last days, man. Many great miseries. All right. Second Ezra, the 9th chapter, tells you that they're going to be in great torments. Okay, because they didn't take heed to the Heavenly Father. All right. But some of us are going to be martyrs. We're going to be beheaded because we didn't take on that image. All right. Being beheaded is different from being tortured. Okay. And the Lord's going to make that simple for us. He's going to give us the spirit to endure that, you see, and we're going to have the spirit of striving for the truth until death, even if it means death, man, you see, because there's going to be an automatic crown waiting for us on the other side, you see, and we understand reincarnation. We understand with the Lord, how the Lord is going to revive us and raise us back up, and we're going to be raised up first on them chariots. So, hey, shit, you getting your head chopped off, that's a great sign. You know what I'm saying? So it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. Okay, showing you it's going to be the whole entire world. It's a global thing. Okay, whether small or great, you know, you could be the smallest baby just born yesterday or today. You know, they're going to put it in you, or you could be the greatest. You could be 100 and something years old. All right, they want that in your body. Rich or poor, showing you there's going to be no middle class, man. It's just going to be two classifications. Rich and poor. That's it. All right. And the rich is going to stay rich, and the poor is always going to be the poor. The poor is going to be us. All right. The most of this society, because the only ones that are rich is the 1% that rule the world, the elites. So if you're not part of the elites, you ain't got elite money, well, then you're not going to be part of that rich. Okay. These celebrities ain't going to be rich anymore. They're going to be brought down to poor. Because they were just used for the old world. They were used for the bread in the circuses, for the distractions and the decoys. So you niggas ain't gonna be rich anymore. They gonna strip you from your fucking richness. And they gonna make you poor to show you that you was just a nigga being used. But the elites, okay, the ones that rule the world behind closed doors, those are the ones that are always going to remain rich because they rule the world. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, okay? It says to receive a mark, all right? I mean, free and bond, all right? It doesn't matter if you free out here walking around or you locked up. They got new technology where now they make you serve in jail, and they're telling you that, you know, with RFIDs, you can be able to serve 1,000 years in 5 minutes. These devils got some crazy technology out right now, but showing you that whether you free or you locked up, all right, this is coming to you also. So it's coming upon the whole world to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right, and we've already gone through this word a million times, mark. All right, which goes into charagma, then goes into charax, and then goes into grapho. Charagma is basically talking about how it's going to be a badge of servitude, all right, showing that you are an anti-Hamashiach. You are against the ways of the Lord, that the Lord, that your power, your God is Esau. So you have a badge of servitude showing it, okay? Charax is what they're going to use to put it into your body, okay? A stake. It's going to be really a big-ass needle that looks like a stake. A stake drives into the dirt, all right? Well, they're going to drive something into your skin. And grapho goes into them, you know, things being recorded, not to be forgotten, you know, being able to pinpoint your location like a GPS, having a sense of direction, okay? Basically the system, data transferring, you know, being able to transfer data between just you and the government, not you and your best friend. You see, they knocking all that out. There's no such thing as loopholes anymore. You know, you're not going to be able to beat the government, beat the system as you would do today in America. People beating the system in all types of crazy ways, but it ain't going to be none of that no more. There's going to be no more such thing as privacy, security. They have taken that away from you, you see? So it says to receive a mark or in their right hand or in their foreheads, all right, which goes into that Neuralink and Mr. Musk, all right, talks about that shit every day. You know, another person successfully took the Neuralink and now is able to, you know, do 2 backflips when he couldn't walk before. You know what I'm saying? So he's already showing you that in the spirit of he's a god, okay, that he can make anything happen. Here it is, you can't walk, well, I can make you walk again. I'm God, you see? So he's doing that. He's able to control everything by you're able to control everything in life by just putting a Neuralink in your brain without having controllers, without anything you think, you can make it happen, basically, you see? You're going to be able to tap in and hack into your thoughts, how you think, how you feel, you know? Take total control of your dreams. See everything you're dreaming while you're sleeping. This devil's on a whole nother level, right? It says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And that's what it comes down to. You're not going to be able to buy or sell. That's the convenient part. That's the part where they want you to be like, damn, man, I need this. This is going to be convenient for me. I need to sell. I need to buy something. I need to keep my business going. You know? So people just going to fall for the okie doke on that. They're just going to be like, man, I need this. I can't do nothing about it. I have to. I need to feed my children. I need to feed myself, you know? And this society is all about self. This society is just like it tells you in First Timothy, Second Timothy, the 3rd chapter. It tells you that men shall be lovers of themselves in those last days. So people gonna be like, I need this for myself. You know, if I don't have this, I won't be able to survive. Not understanding that the only way you could survive is by the words of the Heavenly Father, man. You see? By having that spiritual manna, the bread of life, the knowledge and wisdom and understanding of Yahawashi to be stable in your mindset in those days, understanding that the Lord got you through all of it. He's going to always provide a way for you to make an escape. He saveth in the time of affliction. You see? So it says, here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. All right. And we've gone into that many times. You know, 666 goes into Kai's stigma. All right. Pretty much you being a product to an environment. You know, when you go to these stores, you have barcodes, you know, barcodes on everything that you scan, that you buy. So they want to put a scan, all right, a barcode on you, you see? And when you go into those barcodes, them lines in the barcode actually represent 666. You got the three fat lines, and then you got a bunch of little lines in between. Those three big fat lines represent 666. Okay, so you are going to be a product of society. You're going to be a product owned by the elites. And they're going to have different types of, you know, C-hips, you know. Well, this one belongs to the Rockefellers. This nigga belongs to, you know, to your Bilderbergs. You know what I'm saying? This one belongs to your, to your, what's his name? The hell was his name? I said Rockefeller already, but the other one just crossed my mind. I can't get it out. The Rothschilds, you know what I'm saying? So regardless, they just gonna have different types of technology, but it's all gonna be based around the same type of image, you know? And that's what's gonna make it look cool. Ooh, man, I need one of those. Just like they give you all types of different pairs of sneakers, give you different types of phones, different types of systems to play video games, and people like, oh, I want that one, but no, I want this one. That's how people gonna be in these last days, man, when they come and present it. All right, but all of it's gonna be presented around the same exact thing, that straight RFID image, you know. So that's just something I wanted to share through the spirit. You know, that we have to be mindful and not forget that that snare is among us. It's in the midst of all this shit happening, is still right here being played. And they're about to roll it out anyway, you know? So be prepared for that snare. Keep yourself prayed up, you know? And as the scriptures say, you know, make no provision for the flesh, because the flesh is weak. That's why we got to stay prayed up, because the flesh is weak, you know? So with that being said, Lord willing, you were edified. Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi, Kol Haloim La Yahawah, Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad, the Akim and the Akwat that was listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing, that the lesson was edifying. To the next one, Shalom. Keep fighting the good fight of faith, enduring as good soldiers of Yahawashi. Shalom.